Raccoon hyphen 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 Formers. What does that spell? Raccoon-Formers, yeah! Raccoon-Formers, the YouTube channel for all of your Transformer needs.
Hello everyone, Raccoon-Formers here, and as y'all know, a while back I was at my local movie theater and I came across the first public advertisement for Transformers 1 in the form of a beautiful diorama. It had the four main characters of the film on it in Optimus, Megatron, Bumblebee, and Elita 1 in both their robot modes and alt modes, which looks really cool in my opinion, I'm not gonna lie. Because when it came to the Rise of the Beast diorama, it only showed the characters in their robot modes and beast modes. It didn't actually show them in both their modes, in their robot modes and vehicle modes and robot modes and beast modes. So this diorama is definitely a whole lot cooler than that one in my opinion, although that other one was pretty cool as well. And basically what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk about all the details of this diorama, specifically with the characters in both their robot modes and alt modes. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we?
First up here we have Optimus Prime, or Orion Pax, in both his robot mode and truck mode. His robot mode looks pretty much on point to what we have seen in the marketing so far, and I like this little detail on his forehead. It looks like there's a capital letter A on his forehead, and A is for Autobots. I really like that detail. I don't know if it's intentional or if it was just a coincidence, but it's still cool. And his truck mode looks pretty cool as well, although we haven't gotten as clear of a look at it as we have his robot mode, but it looks really cool. I love the clear windows that allow you to see inside of his truck cab, and I especially love the thrusters on the back side of the truck. It makes his truck mode look way more cooler than it would without him. Overall, Optimus, or should I say Thortimus, looks pretty amazing on this diorama in both his robot mode and his truck mode. Next up here we have Megatron, or D16, in both his robot mode and tank mode. His robot mode once again looks on point to what we've seen in the marketing, and I especially love that this pose that he's in basically looks like he's getting ready to charge at you. And if I'm being honest, that kind of looks like the pose that Optimus Prime is in on this diorama. I just think it works better with Megatron since he's evil. And his tank mode looks pretty cool as well, although we haven't gotten a real clear look at that in the marketing, just like how we haven't gotten a clear look at Optimus Prime's truck mode in the marketing, but it looks super cool here if I'm being honest. Super menacing. That's definitely what you need for Megatron's alt mode, since he's a menacing character. Overall, Megatron, or should I say Fastertron, looks pretty amazing on this diorama in both his robot mode and his tank mode. Next up here we have Bumblebee in both his robot mode and car mode. His robot mode once again looks on point to what we've seen in the marketing, and I especially love that facial expression of his here. It honestly kind of reminds me of Keegan-Michael Key, considering that he's the one who's voicing Bumblebee. That's a pretty cool homage if I do say so myself, and it definitely looks super funny, which goes along with how the marketing has been setting up Bumblebee as being a jokester. And his car mode looks pretty cool as well, although we haven't gotten a good look at that in the marketing, just like how we haven't gotten a good look at Optimus and Megatron's alt mode in the marketing yet, but it still looks super cool, I'm not gonna lie. And that track looks super cool as well with the orange and green lines. It's a pretty nice touch, I'm not gonna lie. Overall, Bumblebee, or should I say Bumbletoad, looks pretty amazing on this diorama in both his robot mode and his car mode. Next up here we have Elita 1 in both her robot mode and bike mode. Her robot mode once again looks on point to what we've seen in the marketing so far. In my opinion, this diorama has killed it with making the characters look just like how they've looked in the marketing, and I really dig that. I definitely like Optimus and Elita 1 being next to each other on this diorama, because it sort of homages their romantic feelings towards each other in pieces of media like Transformers Animated, for instance. And her bike mode also looks pretty cool as well, although we haven't gotten as clear of a look at that as we have her robot mode. Just like Optimus, Megatron, and Bumblebee's alt mode, but Elita's bike mode still looks pretty cool here nonetheless. Overall, Elita 1, or should I say Elita Widow, looks pretty amazing on this diorama in both her robot mode and her bike mode. The final thing I have here to discuss with y'all is this cool insignia that was on top of Megatron's tank mode on this diorama. It looks pretty cool, and it honestly kind of reminds me of the insignias from G1, which is a pretty pretty cool homage, I must say. Although, unfortunately, Optimus, Bumblebee, and Elita 1, all of the Autobots on this diorama, don't have an insignia present. And that's the reason why I didn't actually discuss this with y'all sooner, because if I discussed this back when I talked about Megatron on this diorama, I would have spoiled my review of Bumblebee and Elita 1 on this diorama, and I did not want that, so I saved it for the end. But even though this diorama only gave us a look at the Decepticon insignia in the movie and not the Autobot insignia, it's still a pretty nice touch here, I must say.
Well, in my opinion, this diorama is awesome. And like I said before, both dioramas are super cool. The Rise of the Beast one is cool, and this one is cool. But since this one has the characters in both their robot modes and alt modes, which is something that the Rise of the Beast diorama didn't do, I think I have to give the edge to the Transformers 1 diorama of being the coolest diorama for a Transformers movie that I've seen. But be sure to let me know in the comments which of these two dioramas is your favorite. I'd greatly appreciate hearing your input. Well friends, this pretty much wraps up this video review. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to click that big red subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on a future video. And be sure to let me know in the comments if you've seen this diorama at your local movie theater. It was super cool to see in person, and I'd love hearing what you thought of this diorama if you've actually seen it in person. So let me know if you've seen this diorama in person down below in the comments, and be sure to let me know what you thought of the diorama if you've seen it in person. Anyway, that's all I have to say. As always, I'm Raccoon-Formers, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.